Hello everyone, Chris from stamping.com here, and I would like to share with you today how I've been colouring some designer series paper and also some of the memories and more cards, and using those on as part of my card front. So I just thought I'd do a quick video of how I'm doing that, and also show you 3 different cards that I've made using that technique. Okay, so this particular piece of beautiful paper is actually one of the cards from the Magnolia Lane Memories and More card pack, but I've also used some of the Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper and done the same with that. And I'm just using today the Flirty Flamingo coloured Stampin blends. So if you haven't used the Stampin blends before, these are an alcohol marker. Okay, and so I'm just going over this light coloured of each of the flowers, the lighter colour. I'm going to leave the leaves as they are. So starting with the brush tip on the darker coloured, so they come in a combo, a lighter and a darker in the same colour. And I won't do all of these, I'll just show you how I've been doing them. So I use the darker of the two just to come in and highlight the darker areas. So they might be areas that have shadow on them. The papers make it quite easy to do that, to do the shading, because you just need to put that darker colour in where the shading already is, or where there's just some lines. Okay, so it only has to be quick, just coming over those areas. You don't need to be really accurate. Okay, and that's enough with the dark. And then coming back with the lighter colour really straight away, so don't give it time to dry, but straight away coming in and using the light colour and pulling across the dark with the lighter one, and that helps to just blend the dark in and filling out the rest of those areas. So coming across the dark, and you can blend that more. If you want more dark after you finish, you can come back with the darker one and just go over it again, but I find this is enough just to give it that little bit of shading and highlight. Pulling across the dark into the lighter areas. You can leave some parts lighter or even white. And there we go. That quick and easy. So they're really quick to use, really simple. There's no tricks to it. I'll just do one more for you so you can see. Let's do this other big one in the middle here. So using the darker Flirty Flamingo and highlighting the shaded areas that are already on the flower. And then using your lighter colour, again with the brush tip, pulling out through the dark that you've already put down, and blending those beautifully together. So I like pulling towards me with the brush. Some people prefer to go this way, and that's okay. Whatever works best for you is fine, but experiment with that. I find pulling towards me is the quickest and easiest way to get colour down. And of course with this particular pattern, because it's surrounded with the black, you don't really need to worry too much about going outside the lines. And there we go. Very quick, very easy. And so I did a whole lot of it earlier, so that you can see that whole it's only a small card using that. So this is 10 by 6.5 centimeters, and I'm going to use that as part of a card. So I'll show you how I've put this card together, and then I'll show you some other cards that I've done. So I've got a small piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock, and I'm going to just use that to mount on there like so. I'll pop that together. I'm using glue again for this today. You could use tape if you prefer tape. I just like the glue because you can move it around just a little to line everything up. That's such a beautiful colour. And I'm going to use a black card base, and over that, so the card base is just a standard size if you're in Australia, 21 by 14.5 centimeters and scored at 10.5 centimeters. And then I've taken a white layer which was 10 by 14 centimeters, and that's been cut, die cut using one of the stitched rectangle dies, and this was the middle part of it was something I was using for another card, so I thought I wouldn't waste this, so I'm using it just as a frame today. And this is where I find the glue much easier, because you really can move it around, and if it's not quite in the right place, it doesn't matter. So popping that down, and actually that was pretty good. There we go. And I'm just going to put that in the center like so. Okay, now I'm going to stamp a sentiment on the bottom here, and this is from Butterfly Gala. This is one of my favorite sentiments. It just says a little note, and I probably normally would have done the stamping first before I put this card all together, but I didn't today, so there we go. And so it was a pretty quick and easy card to make. Just colouring the card that had already been made so beautifully, and I've done a little section on the inside as well. Just it's black, and so it's nice to have the white inside So that's that one. This one is also using the the Magnolia Lane. This one is the Designer Series paper. So I've coloured the Designer Series paper with red, with real red. Okay, and so that's the same pattern, but in the memories and more cards, the actual design is a smaller size. And the third one, this was also a Magnolia Lane, excuse me, a Magnolia Lane Memories and More card. And it was just an outline of all these, which I've coloured. Excuse me. So, and this was done. This was done with excuse me, with rich raspberry. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I look forward to sharing more with you.